Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Black Knights Weekly. I'm Nick DeSanctis, bringing you along for a closer look inside athletics at West Point. Today we'll meet a swimmer following in his family's footsteps, look back on sprint football's undefeated season, and head down to Gillis Fieldhouse for night school. We'll open today with a junior on the swim team who is the third member of his family to be a part of the long gray line. Junior on the swim team, Will Vienna, this week's Cadet Spotlight.
I came here because I knew this was the place I needed to be. I had pressures to go to Air Force Academy, but when I came here on my recruiting visit, I just knew this is where I was supposed to be. Swimming is a great sport. I swim to give glory to God, and I've had a fantastic career swimming here. I did very well my freshman year, not as well last year, but still better than I could have hoped for. And this year it's shaping up to be a good year as well. So my dad and then my grandfather, my mom's dad, both came here, class of 81 and class of 57, and seeing the type of people that they are was a big factor in coming here, knowing that if I could ever be close to the type of men that they are, I was doing a lot better for myself than I would otherwise, I think. It's funny because you hear different stories, but my dad very much left work, and when he was home, he was 100% dad, 100% loving. We'd hear these funny stories. He remembered the funny stuff. And so coming into West Point, I had these ideas of how ridiculous some of those things could be. But this is a fantastic place. The biggest thing that West Point has changed about me, has enabled me, is turned me into a people person from a tech guy. And I used to be all about video, computers, anything non-human. And now I deeply care about people.
Bump, set, and spike is the ideal sequence of events on the volleyball court. For the Black Knights, Vanessa Edwards has handled most of the setting duties since Mary Vaccaro went down with an injury. Edwards takes us through the motion, showing us how to set a volleyball in this week's night school.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Edwards, and I play Army volleyball, and I'm here today to teach you how to set. So the first step in setting is to get your feet to the ball and be able to squat under it directly over your head. Just like that. Second step, you're just going to take your hands and cushion it like the shape of a volleyball, just like a basket, just like this. So the third and final step, we're going to extend that cushioned basket we have and push the ball all the way out using our legs and arms, just like this. Your legs and everything in your body, your arms, legs, and everything to push the ball as far as you can. And then you'll set a perfect ball. I'm Vanessa Edwards, and that's how you set a volleyball.
The sprint football team beat Navy 17-7 last weekend to clinch the CSFL title. They finished with a perfect 7-0 record. Now it's time to take a look back on the perfect season and their 34th championship.
As captain, honestly, I didn't really know what to expect. First time, have obviously leading the team into the season. So, what my goals were was to make sure that the team worked well as a system together, make sure the offense and defense meshed, both units working, meeting their potential. And so my job as a captain was to get all the pieces together and to make sure what the coach wanted happened on the field.
And as a team, I knew we had a really strong defense. Majority of the seniors were on defense, and that kind of held the base of our team together.
Offensively, with only one returning starter, that's cause for concern for any head coach. We knew that we were going to be inexperienced on the offensive side of the ball. So that was probably my number one concern.
Penn game, first game of the season, we didn't really know where we stood as a team. Offense, a little unsure, a little shaky, start of the year. Defense, a lot of expectations, a lot of potential, but we really need to get on the field. Penalties, it was a typical first game. So a lot of emotions led to, stupid plays, but we overcame that and won the game.
Yeah, Post, probably the most athletic team. We played all year, and they've got a lot of team speed. And we knew they were going to come in here and give us a good game. And the defense, once again, kind of rose to the occasion and really nullified a lot of their team speed.
So Franklin Pierce, first road game of the year, probably 4-hour bus ride up to Massachusetts, and so dealing with all the adversity of traveling, a team we never played before, didn't know what they were bringing to the table, and we faced a lot of adversity on the field in the first half, personnel-wise, and that was kind of the turning point of the season. I feel like after we got through a couple of hurdles on and off the field that occurred during that game, that's when we became a complete football team.
Cornell was one game I missed my freshman year, and so I'd never played them before, and it was great to get out there and finally play them. It was raining really bad, and I just remember one drive, the rain was pouring and our sideline was going crazy. We didn't have more than 5 fans there, but our sideline was just going crazy, and it was right after a big sack and just a lot of emotion, and it was great to play them. Mansfield game, it was our military appreciation game, so it was really cool to be out there. Their president spoke with us before the game, and that kind of pumped me up, and we had a really good game.
Princeton, they've been down on their luck about the last 12 years, and we knew coming into the game that our first teamers weren't going to play that much. As a matter of fact, our offense only played 2 plays. Our defense had about 3 series before we pulled them out. So we kind of saw that as the tune-up week, really, for Navy.
What I kept repeating going into the game, and seniors, we all echoed the same thing, is that just play one play at a time. It's a big game. It's very easy to get emotionally wrapped up into it and to kind of lose sight of that it's still 60 minutes of football, one play at a time. And so we just stressed that business-like approach to the game, one play at a time, win each minute, and just have fun of it. Treat it as a celebration of all the work we put in. This is what we play for, Army-Navy every year.
Well, going into the Navy game, really the mantra, as it has been all year, was relentless pursuit. The Army Sprint football team has not won until this past weekend. We hadn't won back-to-back outright championships since what, 72, 73, 74 teams. They won back-to-back. And so that was really what our goal had been all year, was to get back to that championship game and win an outright back-to-back championship. For the Navy game in particular, it's all about being physical. It's really who's typically the most physical football team wins that game.
The game, going into it, we knew Navy is Navy, so power running team, solid defense. We knew we were going to get a dogfight, and we just kept saying all week, all season, that every team coming in, it's going to be a fight.
And then, of course, our defense was just unbelievable. They played extremely physical, play in and play out. We got some key stops when we hit. And in the second half, we made things interesting with some turnovers. But again, our willingness to just stay together as a team really showed its colors there in the second half.
The atmosphere really lent itself to how big of a game it was and how important this was to us, especially as a senior class, to go out in front of a big crowd. All our families were here, and it really inspired us to play well.
It was just a great game. I remember just before the game talking with my other senior classmates, talking about this is the way we want to go out. This game, this day, it was a beautiful day. Our family was there. The crowd was there. We were both undefeated going to the game, and we knew that the championship was on the line.
Good on an 18-yard field goal. With 9:47 left in the second quarter.
AJ hooked up with Tucker Van Dyke for the first score of the game. At that point on the sideline, we knew we were going to win the game. We've been saying all week, we get one score, we're going to win this game. We're not going to give up any points. Turned out we needed 2 scores, but that was just icing on the cake at that point. And I think everyone was so focused, so committed to the game that nothing really fazed us.
I just remember the last drive of the game, just turning to my friends, my teammates, and it was really emotional for me, knowing that this was the last drive I was ever going to play organized football, and I just try to make the most of it.
Last time playing football, I don't think it's kicked in yet. I feel like in a couple weeks I'll be sitting somewhere watching football on a Saturday, and then it's finally going to kick in, then I'm done playing football. But to go out with the other fellow 7 seniors, walk off the field of a W, especially against Navy, I couldn't have asked for anything else. And if my career's got to end, that's the way I wanted it to. That's the way I wanted it to go.
Soldier and individual, I would say dedication. There's a lot of dedication that goes in this game. You know, we're down here practicing for, you know, sometimes we're down here for 4 hours a day, and in addition to that, we're cutting weight, and just all the dedication that we put on this team. That's the same kind of dedication I'm going to need to carry on with me in a career as an Army officer.
You know, that's probably what I'm going to remember most about this team is that, you know, despite all the ups and downs and the question marks we might have had at the beginning of the season, throughout the season, you know, so we had some key injuries, you know, throughout the season. You know, this team just never gave up on each other and stayed together, and we were able to get the job done.
Last today, we hand the microphone off to Maurice Alvarez of the ice hockey team for 15 seconds with Army Athletics.
Hi, I'm Maurice Alvarez, junior forward on the Army Black Knights hockey team. Come out and support us this weekend in our home opener against the Bentley Warriors at 7:05 at Tate Rink. Go Army!
Thanks so much for joining us on this week's edition of Black Knights Weekly. Remember to like the Black Knights on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube page, and for the latest updates, visit GoArmySports.com. Until next time, for Night Vision, I'm Nick DeSanctis. Go Army!